Hi and welcome to my playhouse, and today I'm nowhere near my playhouse. I'm actually at work. I don't work here, but I come here from time to time to install a server, and I'm in the basement of a rather large hospital, and today I'm installing an IBM model X3650 model 4. I think it's the IBM X series, and it's kind of a very cool, rather new server. So let's go inside and see what's there. I'm probably not gonna be able to talk over the noise. The junkyard. The noise in this server room was too much, so I decided to dub everything. So I'm gonna be trying to tell you what we are seeing here, and this is the unboxing of the brand new IBM server, and it's an IBM X series 3650 model M4, and here I'm taking it out of the box and removing the security seals. I think this is something that IBM puts on the servers to actually show you that it's brand new. And I've worked a lot with these servers over the years, and here I'm showing you it's the Model 4, and this model is a bit different because it is using the 3.5-inch hard drive base, which does that it fits 6 of these internal hard drives, 3.5 inches, and with a total of 24 terabytes of data. And this data is this server is gonna be used for storing data. It's actually gonna be used for a security camera system, so that the footage from security cameras will be stored on this server. And here I'm unboxing the brand new hard drives, and these are 3 terabyte original IBM drives. You're probably not gonna be able to read that label unless you're watching this video in HD. But they're really well packed, and one of the really irritating things when you're unboxing a big server like this is the amount of wrapping materials that you have to get rid of afterwards. These hard disks are hot pluggables, and they are really quite ordinary SATA hard drives. It's almost, you could probably find models like this for home computers, but they're probably a bit better than the regular ones. I haven't checked the numbers on the hard drives or anything, so and in this server we are installing 4 of these hard drives, which should give them a total of 12 terabytes, and they're gonna be set up in RAID 5, so that's about 9 terabytes of data. And then there's the loss of a hard drive not being really 3 terabytes, even though it says it's 3 terabytes. You're losing some 3 terabyte hard drives, and they have a 7200 rounds per minute and a data transfer rate of 6 gigabytes per second, which is pretty good. We really wanted 4 terabyte drives, but on the ordering page that we use at our dealer, they were not really available. I don't know if they are available at IBM. And this is the extra power supply for the server. We have all our servers with redundant power supplies, redundancy, so that if one power supply fails, the other one will just keep going. And we have this on all our servers, and every server goes to normally it goes to like 2 power intakes, so that every the two power supplies does not get the power from the same place. So if one line dies, only one power supply is not provided with power. This is a storage device. The server comes with an onboard storage device, but it is only able to do RAID 0 and RAID 1 and JOB, which is just a bunch of disks. I kind of laughed when I heard that. And it's like a plug-on which enables this onboard controller to do RAID 5 and RAID 6 and 10 and 50. I'm not entirely sure which RAIDs it does. I only need the RAID 5, so okay, I just checked, and right out of the box the server does RAID 0, 1 and 10, and with the add-on it does 5, 50, 6 and 60. So that's just an update. On the back of the server there is 4 network connections and a management adapter network connection, and on IBM it's called an IMM. And here I am removing the back plate of the power supply, the extra power supply, and putting that in. And what you can also see is there's USB devices and a monitor device and even a serial port on the back of the server. In front of the server there's monitor connections and a couple of USB connections so that you can connect your monitor and your keyboard and mouse in front of the server. So that's really very handy, and I use that later in this video. Well, this is the controller add-on for the RAID controller, and it has this big plug and it goes in that connection. And also it comes with a battery, which we'll see in just a little while. And well, this controller, it fits down here, but I actually thought that this was a bit wobbly. I didn't really like this. I didn't get the right feel of it. It was like I was not sure if it was actually plugged in correctly. Okay, here's the battery, and I found out that it goes in this little box. It goes the battery, and the wires has to go out in the other direction, which I will change in a little while. And IBM has these nice drawings inside of the server to tell you different stuff. This is the wire for the battery to connect to the add-on for the storage adapter, and it goes on there. And well, it's actually no problem. The biggest problem is fitting the wire down there neatly so that it's out of the way. So here I've mounted the battery and the wire, and I'll just show you which direction it goes down beneath and around the power supply. And well, it's pretty well hidden away there. You can see it a few places. This model is able to fit 24 blocks of RAM inside, and it gives a total of 768 gigabytes of RAM and 2 processors, and this server only has 1, and if you buy another processor it comes with the last fan blower that is missing here, right beside this one. And there's a lot of information on the back of the server, and to configure the memory you just have to look right there, and that is actually here on the cover, inside of the cover of the server. It tells you in which order to put in the memory blocks, and it tells you how to put in an extra processor, and it's really important to check what's on the back of these things, because there's a lot of good information there. And well, now I'll put together the server. And what am I showing you there? The model number? I don't know what I'm showing you that. Oh, that's because this is the first IBM 3650, and this is the second 36. And then there's also a Model 3, but I couldn't find it. And I was actually gonna put the server in the racks up there, but there were some wires that was in the way, and I actually fitted it in the top, and I'll do that in a little while. Now I'm taking out the rails for it, and IBM has come a long way. This is all plug and play. You don't need any screws, and it has this smart mechanism with these two nails, or what you call them, that fits, yeah, up here. And there's just a little button, and they will release into the rack, and it's stuck there. And I'll press that. Just a second. There. And they shoot forward, and they lock the rails in place. And on the back side, the system is a bit different. It's actually not as smart in the back. It's like it grips on with some hooks. I actually had a lot of problems getting that on there, but I didn't film that, so it took some work. But in the front end, it's really easy. You find where it's supposed to be sitting, and you press the button, and it's locked in. And yeah, this is the first time I'm mounting a server with one hand. And yeah, sometimes I'm concentrating on the camera, and sometimes I'm concentrating on the server. And when you plug in the server, you take these out all the way. Go on. And on the side of the servers, there's some mounting brackets. Like there's 3 of them down the side, and they fit down in some slots there. And you have to put in this. The back end of the server has to go down first, which I'll try to show with my hand here. Go down and click. It clicks into to place, and then it locks down. And here you see me really using my head. This is brain power at work. The server is not really that heavy, but it does cost a fair amount of money. This is, what is this? This is 8,000 kronos, $8,000 server. So you really don't want to drop this. So now it's in, and this takes a bit of practice to hold it there over your head and getting it to fit on both sides. And here I'm just pushing it in, just using my head again, and going. Now we are going around to the back, and we are bringing this is called an elephant foot, roughly translated from Danish. I don't know if it's really called that, but it's a nice thing to. It's not too high, and it's not too low, and it's pretty stable, and you can. There's like wheels under it, but when you step on it, the wheels are taking out of order. Well, here there's some patch cables in the way. There's a patch panel down in the rack, and there's the patch cables going out of the rack. This is the cable arm behind of the server, and this is pretty cool. They have decided to make it in plastic now. Back in the days it was made in iron. You can just, beneath the server I'm working on, you can see the old one from the Model 1, and that arm was really heavy. Oh yeah, this is this is not a one-hand job. It takes some practice to put this together and to figure out what did they think when they designed this thing. It's only because I've been doing the Model 2 and the Model 3 that I was able to figure this out without looking at the manual, and there's really not a manual with this set. There might be on there's a DVD, but who uses that anymore? A single page would have been really great just to see if this is the right way. I think so. I'm pretty sure that this is the right way, and it can you can put it in the other side, so it opens up the other way, which is it's pretty cool. So now the cable arm is there, and this is the Model 2 and this is the Model 1 of the server. So I'm not sure if it's got. Oh yeah, the airflow through the rack has to be fixed. Don't want holes in it, and it's kind of a laugh because this rack is not really good for it. Those kinds of holes. And now I've plugged in some cables. There's 2 power leads from the 2 power supplies, and there's 4 network cables. We kind of have redundancies on the switches as well. We have 3 cables, and what I actually do, I take one of the wire wrappers. I think they're called that. You know, the iron plastic things that the wires are bundled together with, and I put that around the management network card, and that's probably what I'm trying to show you here. In here I have a wire wrapper around the management network connection, and I have that in the other end of the cable as well, because when you're just putting in the cables, it's really no problem to see which goes where, but when everything is up in the cable arm, it gets kind of hard to follow the cables in the arm, and I need this when I plug it into the switch, because I have to configure the ports of the switch for we have VLANs for the network connections, and we have another VLAN for the management adapters, and we have this redundancies so that oh yeah, we have that on power too. We didn't have more than 1 power strip here, so we use 2 switches. Each of the network connections go into one of the switches, so if we can actually have maintenance on one switch and the server will not lose connection. And on both switch I have connected the network to port 1, and on the second switch I have put in the IMM in port 2, and I'll have to configure this later on. And right about now I'm gonna show you that I use my telephone to document that, because sometimes when you get back home after you have done some work, and maybe there's a weekend or something, and which switch was it? It was this one, and you have everything in your phone, and this is pretty cool. And this being a hospital and me being down in the basement, there is absolutely no telephone signal. I was not able to get anything, so I actually had to leave this room, go up 3 stories to get telephone coverage. Yes, the server is on, and what we need is actually just to get connected to the management adapter, and it's down here, and it's called Intelligent Management Model. Oh yeah, sure, sorry, my mistake. They changed the name, now it's an IMM. Not my problem really, they shouldn't have done that, but companies often do that when they have a good thing going for them. what can we do to ruin this? We can change the name, so everybody will be totally confused again. And this is just to show you again that I use my phone. I have the documentation for this server, the IP numbers for the management adapter, and actually I also have the IP numbers for the server. And what you do is you put in the IP numbers for the this is the name for the management adapter, the IMM, and I put in the IP number, and it's a static number. Don't want that changing under any circumstances. Put in the IP number, and afterwards we'll put in the subnet masks and the standard gateway, and then that should be up and running. And later I really wanted to test this. This is a hospital on the other side of the country. Even though Denmark isn't that big a country, it takes me about 2 hours to drive from where I live to this location, so I really did want to test this before I drove back home. So what I ended up doing was on the parking lot checking out if there was connection, and actually configuring the switch from that location. And now I really have to wrap up, because in just a little while I'll be turning back on the sound, I remember. But there's really not anything. I just need access to the remote access system, and I can install the server from home. The last thing is I put on a label on the server, so the next guy that is told to go down in rack 1 and reboot this server is not confused, and he can see this is the server. And so that was about as far as I can get with this server. I don't know if you can hear me, but now I have to go back and configure the switch for the VLANs that this server is using. The management adapter is on one VLAN and the network adapters is on another VLAN. So I just hope this works, because it's kind of 2 hours drive out here and 2 hours back. So if this doesn't work, either I have to find someone that can go down here and check this server, or I have to go out here again. And even though it's a nice scenery route, it's kind of irritating to waste an entire day on this. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and do subscribe, and I'll hopefully do some more. Thank you. So I didn't really want to drive all the way out here if this wasn't working. So right now I'm in my car, and I got kind of a road office here. Let's take a look at it. I have my phone over here, and it's charging from the car. And I have like a access point. It's connected with 3G, the normal thing. Oh, it went out. I have a 3G connection there, and I'm sharing it on a wireless net, and I got a laptop. And I have connected to my work through Citrix, and I have configured the switch on which the server is. It's this one up here, number 2, and given it the VLAN, and now I'm able to ping it. Just zoom in a bit. Here we are. I just pinged it before, and I'm just gonna ping it again, and it is replying. I have some difficulties with it. Has its own web page here. If you put in the web address, it comes here, but it's not able to show the page I'm not totally sure what that is all about, but it really doesn't matter as long as it is entering. I'm sure that I can find another browser or something that is able to communicate with it when I get back. Could actually try to put an S up here and see if it's just because it's a secure website. S go. That probably ain't it, but yeah. And in the back, over here in the corner, I have an inverter down there, and that is plugged into a cigarette outtake, and is supplying my laptop with 120 volts. 220 volts. Okay, so that was just the last update.